Hello everyone, welcome back to another video on the channel. Today will be my Game Week 5 team selection. Today I'm going to run you through my current team, my thought process with some of my chips going forward, and captaincy this game week. Of course, if you do like the video, of course hit that like button and subscribe. Again, I'm trying to be more consistent for you guys, so let's get straight into it. Last video I set the like goal to 250 likes. Let's see if we can get the same this video. Really appreciate the support, lads. I'm trying my best to be as consistent as possible. So, in front of you, I don't have my free 4 team, but we did get 85 points on free hit, and we put that chip out of the way. And we're currently at a rank of 590,000, which is an amazing place to be in this current time, but I must add, I mustn't celebrate too early, due to many managers wildcard in the last game week. And you can assume due to that they're well set up for the weeks to come. So, my wildcard is still in my pocket. I'm happy with my current team. This game week though, specifically because I'm missing the obvious captain, I'll be hoping for a grey arrow, and I'll be happy with a grey arrow. If I see green this week, I think we could be on to some big things this game week. And again, my team isn't ideal, but fixture-wise, it's actually not too bad when you look into it. We also have one free transfer and 1.5 million in the bank, so let's get into it. So on goal, something a bit different, and I don't know if you managers are going to like this. It will make sense as we get through the team. But I've got Dubravka with Nottingham Forest at home. And in front of him, a back three of Murillo, Porro and Nico Williams. So, I do have one free transfer, and in my transfer plans video, I spoke about how I could potentially move on Murillo. Now, I'm going to wait for some more information on Murillo. Again, Forest getting knocked out of the Cup midweek, losing 3-2 to Swansea, which is not ideal. Of course, Ange Postecoglou coming in, which isn't great for the Nottingham Forest defence. But Murillo, who's great for DEFCON, if he is fit, I will want to keep him. Dubravka over Sanchez. Now, I think, personally, again, I'm a Spurs fan, no bias here, well, towards United players or Chelsea players. I think United have been good going forward. I think they've created lots of chances and been unfortunate, especially numbers-wise, not to convert a bit more. United are home to Chelsea this week, I believe it's Saturday, don't quote me on that. And I actually kind of fancy United. Of course, Chelsea played midweek and lost to Bayern Munich, which was a great game. But I think I fancy my chances with Dubravka. I don't expect either of these, I caveat, getting a clean sheet from my team. It's about damage limitation. And I think out of the two, I would prefer Dubravka with a... don't get me wrong, Ange's team is going to be attacking, but I think Chelsea will equally concede. So I'm happy to play the Dubravka, chance in my arm on a clean sheet. Murillo, again, like I said, I'm going to be looking to get rid of him if he's not fit. But if he is, I'm happy to play him. And we have the press conferences to come on Friday. Pedro Porro is one that I'll be looking to get rid of down the line. Now, my own strategy is currently the triple captain in Game Week 6 and wildcard in Game Week 8. And with that in mind, it gives me a gateway to get rid of Porro after that Leeds fixture, which I'm happy to hold on to him. Reason being, he's been a good asset so far, but with the set-piece duties of Xavi Simons on some corners and free kicks, and also Mohamed Kudus taking some corners also, Porro's appeal is kind of lessened to me, and I feel like DEFCON defenders are probably a bit more appealing at that price range. Of course, you have Lacroix, who is around 5 million, who seems to be getting DEFCON almost every single game. In comparison to Porro, who's been good, I don't think he's going to continue this form, and Spurs also outperforming a lot of our metrics defensively. So don't expect too many more clean sheets from Spurs, especially early on. But let's see, you never know. And for the time being, he'll stay until my wildcard. Nico Williams, another one that I'll be looking to get rid of on wildcard. But again, I have to play the fixtures, lads, for Forest with Burnley and of course Sunderland at home. So there is a defence. Now, the defence, if Murillo doesn't play and we don't get more information on Friday and I don't make a transfer, we have Goodmanson who can come in for him. Again, I'll have to fix that bench order. But Goodmanson with Wolves away, not the worst fixture. But let's move straight onto the midfield. So like I said, we're missing the obvious captain this game week, which is Mo Salah. And if I had him, I'd have the armband on him without a shadow of a doubt. A goal and assist midweek in Champions League, played quite well. And we've not quite seen this Salah this season as of yet. Last game week on free hit, I was a happy Salah owner, of course, getting that late penalty, owning Erling Haaland also. But again, one more week with a good fixture for Liverpool that I'm worried about, and if I can come out the other end unscathed, I'll be delighted. Is that likely? I don't think so. Let's get straight into my captain this game week, which is Bruno Fernandes. Bruno is at home to Chelsea, and for me, lads, it's not about Bruno Fernandes specifically. I look at my team and I look at who's going to get the minutes. For me, I'm not exactly spoiled for choice. Cody Gakpo played 65 minutes midweek versus Atletico, and he got hooked early, which is good for me. I do expect him to start versus Everton. Is he likely to get 70, 75 minutes now with Ekitike and Isaac looming around? I'm unsure. Now, don't get me wrong, Arnie Slot did say that Cody Gakpo was his only left winger. Ekitike and Isaac to play number 9. But Florian Wirtz moved into that left wing position. So, would I be surprised to see another 70 minutes from Gakpo? No. So I can't put the armband on him. Mbeumo and Rodgers, let's talk about Aston Villa. I mean, they look discombobulated and they haven't looked great all season. Sunderland away, am I hopeful? Absolutely. I feel like it's silly to sell any of the Villa players. And to be honest, I'd be encouraged to bring in a Villa defender this game week. It sounds a bit crazy, but looking over the next 3, and when you consider my chip strategy in a sense of wildcard 8, it makes sense. The next 3 on the fixture ticker, Villa are the absolute best and they sit happily at the top. Morgan Rodgers, as long as he's getting the minutes, I'm happy. Will I expect another 90 this game versus Sunderland? Absolutely not. You never know with Emery. He could decide to move things with Elliott coming in. But I have to hold on to Rodgers for the time being. And be hopeful that he gets at least 70 minutes. If he gets 70 minutes, I'm happy, and I don't feel forced to make a transfer this game week. Next week, we shall see. Brian Mbeumo, again, he's probably the only other midfielder here that you could probably guarantee 90. You'd be surprised not to see 90 for Mbeumo. But would I rather captain the player with a high foundation, with Bruno likely to get DEFCON versus Chelsea? It doesn't make sense to me. And of course, other routes of points like free kicks, penalties and corners. I think United can do well in this game. United need a big win, and Amaron is under some pressure. And in my own eyes, United seem to perform best under pressure when their manager is on the chopping block. I have vividly in my mind Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and even odd games with Ten Hag where they get results against the likes of City and Chelsea. So Bruno Fernandes is going to be my game week 5 captain. I don't love it, I don't hate it, I don't have much choice. Next in midfield is Mohamed Kudus, who I think has been Spurs' standout player this season, bar the likes of Bergville and Pap Matasar, who aren't directly FPL assets for us. But Mohamed Kudus isn't looking astounding for goals and assists, but I'm a happy owner at 6.6 million. And I think because the fixtures are good for Spurs in Brighton and Leeds, I'm happy to hold on to him for sure. And the minutes look great. I mean, 90 minutes in whatever fixture looks likely for Mohamed Kudus at this point in the season. And again, he is an absolute machine. I just want to see a bit more in terms of goal threat. I feel like Spurs have been a bit lackluster going forward in general. But for me, definitely a happy hold. And in wildcard 8, between now and 8, will decide if he's going to stay in my wildcard team. If I were to decide now, I would say unlikely. Another great option for me would be Xavi Simons. Again, I would like to see him play a bit more central, but no doubt he's going to be getting lots of minutes for Spurs and really influential in what we do. So, there's a midfield, lads. Again, I don't love it. I don't want to captain Bruno because I think he's going to get a double-digit haul come this weekend. I just think he's the best out of a bad bunch. And my captaincies so far have been good and all return, but this singular week I'll be happy with an assist and some DEFCON, to be honest, and hoping Mo Salah doesn't go and get a hat-trick versus Everton in this Merseyside derby. On that note, let's move straight onto our forward line. So to complete the team, we've got Ollie Watkins and Erling Haaland up top. Erling Haaland already in place for game week 6. A lot of managers will be scrambling in game week 5. So that's the one good note if I have a poor week this week, is that I am likely 2 free transfers or a chip ahead come game week 6, providing a lot of people are going to hit that free hit button in 6 to captain them. I myself am licking my lips at a triple captain in game week 6 against Burnley at home. I feel like it's a good opportunity where you're going to punish managers who can't get him in their team as of yet. And also double down when a lot of people are going to activate the free hit or wildcard that singular game week. Now, like I said, a lot of managers will be playing their bench boost this game week also. So it's good to keep an eye on the rank and see if I can continue to stay around the top 1 million in a week where a lot of people are playing a chip. I'm happy going against the obvious captain. And if I see green, I'm going to be over the moon, and I might have a few drinks on the weekend. But going back to the team, Ollie Watkins, for me, with Tielemans being out now, he's likely to be on penalties. Sunderland away, great fixture. Now, I'm not trying to say Sunderland have been a poor team this season. Not at all. They've been amazing defensively. But you have to remember, it's only a small sample size, only 4 game weeks. It's the same with Mo Salah, who's created about 0.04 XG in his opening 4. That's not to say he can't go make 2 against Everton this weekend and change his numbers. Same with Ollie Watkins. Now, don't get me wrong, it's a bit more of a trend with Villa being poor. But is it realistic that with Sunderland, Fulham at home, and Burnley at home, that they don't get a goal? I don't think so. And who's going to be amongst the goals, hopefully, if it does happen for him? Hopefully Ollie Watkins, who got 25 minutes, I believe, ish, and so did Morgan Rogers in that game in the Cup versus Brentford. So you'd expect 2 starts here. Happy to own him for sure, and I will be holding on to him until Burnley again, unless either of them see reduced minutes. Erling Haaland, on the other hand, Arsenal away. Am I expecting much? Absolutely not. But could I see something in this Arsenal game? For sure. I mean, it is the best defence in the league, that's for sure. But City have looked equally as good, in my opinion. And I don't think there's a better player in form in the league than the big man himself. So, going into game week 5, expectations are not the highest. But I think I'm set up well. This game week, if I can get a grey arrow, delighted. And if not, even if it's a small enough red, I'll be happy enough. But going into game week 6 is where things get really exciting for my team. I'm not going to display it today. Do keep an eye. We'll do a deadline stream on Saturday, of course, 2 hours before the deadline. And I'll also do a live team selection on that, of course, and show you what move, if any, I do make. And then after that will be my Sunday transfer plans after the game week is finished. So I'm trying to be more consistent, lads. Do let me know in the comment section what you think of these videos, and I'm hoping you're enjoying them so far. Best luck this game week. It's looking like an interesting one for sure. But hopefully we see green arrows. And as usual, lads, hit the like button before you go, and I will see you in the next.